3 months ago, Nike missed. That was like the first miss that we've seen on them on a quarterly basis in about 7 years. They seem to have bounced back. What's sort of the special thing here that sort of allowed them to sort of get back on track?
Yeah, I think the real call out in this report was the expansion of gross margin, 150 basis point expansion that was far better than analysts expected and far better than Nike had said to expect only 3 months ago. And it's key how they were able to achieve that. They said they were able to achieve higher average selling prices in the quarter, and that's important. That means they weren't having to mark down or do big promotions to sell their gear. And also they said it came because they were able to sell strongly through their own stores and website. That's been a real priority for Nike, sort of weaning itself a little bit off wholesale and taking more control of its brand.
Sarah, is there any sign that the trade war or the tension between the U.S. and China generally is hurting them? Because obviously that's a crucial market for them, both for sort of manufacturing as well as and sales standpoint.
No, we didn't really see any call outs there. And look, you know, Nike does do a fair amount of manufacturing in China. They've said 25% of their global goods come from there. But a lot of those goods aren't coming into the United States. Actually, a lot of those goods are made in China for the Chinese market. Right. Many of Nike's sneakers at this point are made in Vietnam. And so there's no doubt that that's something for Nike to keep an eye on. But they didn't take their guidance down on that today. And we didn't see any weakness in any geographic market. This was pretty strong in North America, China, and elsewhere today.
It's interesting that when they look at the revenues, they were up 10%, they say, on a currency neutral basis. So clearly FX was somewhat of a headwind. Was it as much as a headwind as we expected? And how do they navigate this being such a global business as you spell out?
Yeah, so currency is definitely something that they've said previously that we have to have an eye on for them all year. And I think that actually currency effects were perhaps not as quite as strong as they were expecting in the quarter. But yeah, Nike is a global business. I think they're used to navigating through roller coasters on that front, and I expect they'll continue to do so successfully in this fiscal year.